Howdy, folks. It's been a long time, but welcome back to Genlock. There is a new episode of Genlock. Finally, I was actually starting to think that maybe I dreamt that Rooster Teeth said there was going to be a season 2, or that something had happened and they just decided not to do it. But finally, they just, out of the blue, I saw an announcement from Rooster Teeth, got an email saying, hey, Genlock's on, season 2 is on HBO Max, so checking it out. It also says that apparently there's an official companion podcast available on all major podcast platforms. But here comes the new episodes Thursdays. Okay. I'm not obviously recording this on Thursday because it took me a little while to get everything together. But I will be watching on Thursdays along with Doom Patrol, which I'm not reacting to, basically because I had to catch up real fast. I didn't have time to react to it, and then I was in mid-season. So, but let's see what Genlock is now in Season 2. Season 1 ended with a defeat of the Holon that was the bad Michael B. Jordan character. His name is escaping me at the moment. It's been a long time, guys. It's been like 2 years. But they defeated the Holon. However, it looked like he may have created echoes and copies of himself in the ether that they might end up having to fight. I don't know what's going on there. I didn't know. I rewatched my review of the reaction review of the last episode of Season 1, and even then I didn't know what the hell was going on. So probably still don't know. The team has decided to go out kind of freelance on their own to help out, but to not be under the control of the military anymore. So we're going to see how that goes. Of course, Chase, that's his name. Chase is completely disconnected now. His body is toast, I guess. Did we really see it die? Or all we saw was really the indication in the control panel that he couldn't return to it. So I guess it's kind of brain dead sitting there right now. If they've kept it alive, I don't know. And back then I had a problem with it, and I still do have a problem with this arbitrary, okay, as soon as that timer goes to 0, you're dead. You can't go back to your body. I mean, you should be allowed to go back, just potential of brain damage, but at least you'd be alive in your body. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I'm going to let that go. So where they start out in Season 2, I don't know. When the leaves began to turn, I, again, don't even know what that means. So let's watch and find out. And just a reminder to folks, I'm going to be reacting to this the way I react to everything now, not the way I used to react to Rooster Teeth stuff. I don't even know if this still applies because this doesn't come from roosterteeth.com, but the Rooster Teeth policy of letting people do full-length reactions, I don't even know if that applies anymore with it being on HBO Max. But I'm going to treat this like every other reaction I do. And if you don't like that style, I'm sorry. But it's a style where I do pause from time to time and talk, and there's little clips, not a lot of stuff from the show. And that's just to avoid, having to deal with copyright issues. I'm trying not to violate any copyrights, but I still want to experience this with you and talk to you about it as I'm experiencing it. So just a heads up.
At the time, I thought the other to make copies of me.
Okay. So the copies are real. They literally are real. So even Chase thought it was kind of a not real thing, not a literal thing, a figurative thing, but it was literal.
Like you, the Union had no moral.
Wow. So he's just retelling the fact that they've been fighting these copies. They created new Holons for them and put the copies in Holons, and they've been sending them against our team. I like how Rooster Teeth, being located in Texas, in Austin, Texas. It's really cool how Texas is only slightly infiltrated. They can hold their own. Okay, if they can defeat 17 and then 29 of these things with just them, then there's no worry, right? They're going to completely defeat them. Oh wow, they're really taking over the country, aren't they?
And that wasn't even the worst.
Why are they not invading Canada? Or Mexico for that matter, although we can't really see Mexico. Why are they just focusing on the United States? What's the deal there? Okay, intro. I think the music is different. I've still got these.
But they're alive.
And she's still in it. Good in the show, good.
That's the best we can hope for.
Well, they have taken over, Union has taken over everything except like this little corner in the West Coast, huh?
Come to, Pugsy.
but no cats.
That could theoretically nullify the Union's nanotech.
Potentially, theoretically.
Cut me a path to the anvil.
I could crush the Nemesis horde.
Ooh, interesting.
Figure out
Interesting. What kind of a weird dilemma and philosophical issue would... I mean, it's already raised it with Chase, but with the others, too. All of a sudden, other copies of them that believe they are the same person appear?
how to get Genlock
It's nice for her to hug her back. So why do they need to get back to the anvil? Did I miss something in the first season? Is this the source of their expected departure to the Martian utopia or whatever they call it?
Or it would simply be discounted as a
So it is...
digital
Hang on a second. You see the animation of that guy walking? I'm guessing a lot of the Ruby technology is in Genlock now, because I've also noticed that the frame rate seems to be more like Ruby now instead of like Genlock was. Genlock had a different frame rate. Have they just switched to, for economy's sake, to using the same engines and renderers and talent that they used for Ruby? Because he's walking like a Ruby character would walk, not like what we saw in Genlock Season 1.
try to disseminate it to the... For if Dr. Weller had left some storehouse of all he...
Yeah, there's the storehouse right there.
In there, Dr. Weller?
Aw, her little ether home. The monies!
come from.
Okay, so he's got a quote-unquote home, virtual home, that includes constructs of his mother and sister. Hey, look, it's Mantle. Oh boy, they're sending the Nemesis to actually just kill the civilians, huh?
Who deleted my programs?
Hmm.
Died.
Aww. Aww. So are they not actually in them right now? They're remote controlling them? Is that what I'm to gather from that, or was that in the ether space? I'm confused.
Damn, that
We
was...
finally mind shared to save the team.
I am a pragmatist, not a moralist, gentlemen.
What is she doing?
What I'm saying is you have a very high
Don't tell me she's Union. Oh. So she decided her choices, since she realized that when they merge, they're unstoppable, that she's merged them and put the merge copies into every single one of these bots. That's not going to work. Something's going to go wrong.
Do not.
Who's piloting those?
You are. All of you. So is she having them all just suicide? Is that her answer to the morality problem? That wouldn't make any sense for a military commander. She wouldn't do that. This is weird. This is weird.
Copies didn't blink before blowing...
Oh, little girl. Dang it. The show's gotten very dark. Don't get me wrong. It was grim before, right? With the, like, threatening the entire human race sort of thing, but it's gotten really dark and yeah, what was? Okay. There's no like end credit scene or anything. Shouldn't be. Well, or should there be? Hang on a moment. What's this? Oh, okay. Just kind of a promo. Oh, previews for next episode. Whoops, didn't want to do that. This is a very, very dark show now. I mean, the whole... I absolutely get the imperative of, we're about to all die. And it's not just, a faction. The Union seems to want to basically destroy most of humanity, from what I gather. And the remaining humans are going to be basically slaves. So it's basically wiping out the race, right? I mean, at least that's what I get, the impression I get. So I get the practicality of, we can't be wishy-washy about how we use copies and things. But I also, that doctor who was telling them to stop and projecting herself, is she a union agent, or is she just a true believer in righteousness and morality and that you can't do this? And that part's not clear to me. So I'm looking forward to future episodes to make that clear to me. Our team's been through hell. Their hold-ons are beating the crap up. They didn't even have time to repair them. I'm still a little I guess when it looked like they were in the remote controlling the hold-ons, they weren't. They was just because they were linked. It looked to them like they were standing next to each other. I get it. I think. Not a lot, not a significant amount of story progression. We got a lot of this happened while you were away, and then a lot of character stuff, dwelling on morality and ethics and what makes a person and all that stuff. And then the bickering and fighting about, joining their minds, which they finally ended up doing anyway. And then this conclusion where we have the unified minds uploaded to the new Holons as a fighting force that, if it's truly is unified minds, then each of these should still have all the consciousnesses of the team. So they shouldn't be as mindless drones as they are. They're not really mindless drones. The one turned and looked at them when he was asking, who are you, and thank you for helping and all that stuff. When Chase did that, so they're not completely mindless, but they seem to be acting very mindless, which doesn't make a lot of sense for those people if they were combined. So she did say something about the general said something about doing something to them. Maybe she took out free will. Maybe she overrode some sort of drive in them. I don't know what happened. Again, looking forward to future episodes to tell us that, because it's not really clear what happened here. Let me think about this for a while, and I'll come back and we'll talk some more. Okay, I've thought about it some more, and I think Rooster Teeth / there's another production company involved now too, kind of missed the mark a little bit by skipping over so much and starting by dropping us into the team in disarray. And the reason I say that is because I think that the arguments they were having and the conflicts that they were having would have meant a lot more if we had been with them as they built to that point. Because at the end of the first season, they were a good team. They were a fully functional working team. Chase merged with everybody. Well, he didn't merge with everybody, but he merged. So he was, actually, did he merge with everybody? I can't remember. But anyway, they were a fully functional team. They seemed to be on good terms. The outlook was maybe not bright, but at least they had a positive outlook on whether or not they could make a difference. And then this season starts with them kind of beaten down, and Chase does describe that, and beaten and battered, and but the emotional turmoil and the emotional issues they had and the disagreements was basically, we were told. We didn't feel it with them. We didn't come with them and learn it and understand it better. It didn't have as much weight, I don't think, as it could have had if we had been able to see that. So I almost think that the second season should have been about those battles, should have been about the being pushed back, and maybe the finale could have been, it looks like they're coming and it's all over sort of thing. And then season 3 could have picked up where this one picked up, and we would have, I think, felt it a little bit more. I don't know. And I'm still not sure about the doctor who, had the blocks in place and her claiming moral and ethical concerns. And I'm not sure if she was really standing by her beliefs, or if she is an agent or a traitor. I'm not sure because she did try to stop them. She had that stuff in place. She ran at the end. She didn't give herself up and say, we can't do this and try to convince the general to not do it. So she didn't stick by her gun. She just kind of fled. So I don't know if she's a bad person. And if she is, then maybe the work she did that they basically took the locks away from and let into these Hull-Ons here that we see, maybe that's bad. I get the feeling this is bad. I'm not even talking about from the moral and ethical standpoint, that this is just bad because something bad's going to happen. Yeah, and again, I'm looking at a preview, and I didn't want to look at the preview, but I froze it. And I'm noticing the color changes, the reds here, and the yellow and the blue. So I don't really know what's going on, but I guess we'll find out next week. But something is off about these. If they're really copies of our heroes, even joined, they should still have the same morality and ethics and feelings that our heroes have, but these people seem emotionless. And maybe that's what she did, because there was that drop line, that throwaway line about changes being made to the programming or to the copies. And maybe she just robbed them of emotion or something, and they're just cold and emotionless now, which is bad, because I think the emotion had a lot to play with, a big part to play with their ability to be effective as a group. So I really don't know where this is going. Are they going to lose North America? Are they going to relocate somewhere else? Maybe. Maybe they're being forced to the west, so maybe they'll end up in Japan. That would be kind of kind of ironic. So we'll see. But yeah, I wish they'd given us more. 2.5 years. I checked. It was like March of 2019. Was like the last episode, so 2.5 years literally, and they seem to have that much time go by in the show too, and that's why they did that kind of gloss over. Here's Chase telling us what happened. So I wish they had shown us some of that. I really do. I wish we'd had at least a few episodes, maybe a whole season, of all of those struggles and their successes and their defeats and their damage and their frustration and all of that, instead of just dropping us into it. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think this is a good return to Genlock and what you're looking forward to, and what you think about that doctor. Is she a traitor or not? I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.